President-elect Trump has relied on his adult children throughout the campaign. Now, a source tells CNN that the Trump transition team has inquired about the possibility of security clearances for Donald Jr., Eric, and Ivanka Trump, as well as Ivanka's husband, Jared Kushner. CNN's Phil Mattingly is with me here in Washington. So, Phil, let's remind our viewers, if they've forgotten, this was a campaign where Donald Trump accused Hillary Clinton of mishandling classified information. Not to say that any of these folks would mishandle it, but you are at least opening risk factor here, and also somewhat unprecedented, is it not, to have children, even if they're adult, to have security clearances?
Definitely unprecedented, very unusual, and I think it underscores the reality that we've never seen something like this before. Adult children, very close advisors, intimately involved in every aspect of the campaign, and yet still very closely involved in every aspect of the Trump business.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Melania.
A trio of power-wielding advisors to the president-elect, attempting to navigate a veritable thicket of political, ideological, and conflict of interest-laden realities.
Congratulations, Dad!
Don Jr., Eric, and Ivanka, invaluable campaign surrogates.
I can tell you firsthand that there's no better person to have in your corner when you're facing tough decisions or tough opponents.
All members of the president-elect's transition team, and of course, all Donald Trump's children. Add in Jared Kushner, Ivanka's husband and one of Trump's closest advisors, and it's a group that represents a series of holdings integral to the family's business and potentially affected by whoever sits in the White House. Now, sources say inquiries about all receiving top-secret security clearances.
I know everybody's very concerned about security, which is a slightly separate matter, but at the same time, I'm sure that the Trump children will be there to support their father in informal capacities.
But one that underscores the fact that no set of presidential offspring have had more say or more potential power in a new administration. Each a constant presence inside Trump Towers. The president-elect confronts the challenge of filling thousands of government jobs, and each with policy issues they've professed deep interest in. From land and water issues for Don Jr. to Ivanka's continued focus on child care and education.
I'm going to be a daughter, but I've said throughout the campaign that I'm very passionate about certain issues and that I want to fight for them.
Even as all three say they have no plans of joining their father in the White House.
We'll be in New York and we'll take care of the business. I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing it, and we're going to make him very proud.
Yet the lines between business, personal, and the White House have already blurred. Ivanka Trump's business already seeking to capitalize on it, sending a, quote, style alert, touting a bracelet worn in a recent interview from her fashion line. And while presidents historically put their business holdings in a blind trust, it remains Trump's intention to let his children continue to run the business, one with tens of millions of dollars in holdings in foreign countries and tens of millions of dollars in debt to foreign banks. How they'll handle those potential conflicts? Still an open question, according to top Trump advisors.
I think you're going to have to fashion something that is very comfortable, something that's fair, something that assures the American people, as he said, he has no interest in what's going on in the business, and that his children get to run the business they know how to run.
And Jim, I think the interesting element here is when you look at that idea of the security clearances, it's important to note that wasn't a request from the president-elect, it wasn't a request from the kids, but it was a request kind of underscoring their role in this entire process, and one that has already garnered the attention of Capitol Hill Democrats, House Oversight Committee Democrats already looking into this issue. So it's something that's going to continue to draw attention and scrutiny going forward.
Security clearances and the business ties continuing, both very much unprecedented.